Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we are at peace with our own self, our interactions in this world are not predetermined. What is the predetermined interaction? It is something like this. This happened in Detroit. 3 of us were invited to give talk on this VHP platform. So there was Sushil Muni, a Jain saint. Second was me, and third was one Professor Rao. So 3 of us were sitting, and like you, the audience was sitting. And then the formality is over, and then Swami, please begin. I said, no, Muniji is the best among all of us, so he should get the first honor. So he spoke for 1 hour. And after completing 1 hour, then he said, from here onward, I request Swamiji to take over. So from there, I started. And after I finished, then I came to a point, then I also said, from here, Dr. Rao should take over. And I sat down. Now the problem with Dr. Rao was, he being a doctor, he being a professor, he being, a corporate person, everything is so well organized. So with all the books and bookmarks and everything, that he went to the podium, kept it there. And then started. And after 10 minutes, he said, I don't know what I am talking. I am so sorry. Let me read my lecture. And then he stopped halfway and started reading his lecture, whatever he has brought. Now the purpose, the people, the gathering, what for it was, is totally different. And what lecture he has prepared is totally different. And there he started talking on the Upanishadic mantra. The morning one which has said this morning, Satyam Anubhavananda Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parameshyo Manna. And our NRIs in USA, for them what is spirituality? Their spirituality is, Swamiji, my child, he can chant, Sanskrit shlokas. Say, beta, chant Swamiji, show how nicely you can chant. And then the mother says, say, beta, and American children, obstinate, dumb. So, he will not say that, he will coax him. Say, Tvameva Mata, say, Tvameva Mata Japita, say, beta, say. And she said the whole flow. And then she said, isn't it? He chanted very well. So when you are already predetermined, you cannot be fit for a given occasion. We have to keep our mind absolutely free. And this is what happens with most of us in life. See? The other day, this happened on a railway platform. I was sitting those days, many, many years before, in the first class compartment. There were no ACs those days. And there was one elderly person sitting in front of me. So from the window you can see outside. And one villager came and he was asking, this train goes to Pathankot? What should be the reply? Yes or no? That old man said, no, this is the first class, go somewhere else. So I was so surprised. See, the question is whether this goes to Pathankot and no, this is the first class, go in another compartment. That means This man has already predetermined that this fellow who is coming to ask me, he is a villager, he doesn't have money, he doesn't know which is the first class, second class, therefore go there. This is what happens with most of us. So to come out of it, what is required is, we have to consciously, deliberately practice remaining in the present and performing spontaneously. Spontaneity is the insignia of your connection with the divine. You all must have seen Avatar. If you have not seen, you have wasted your life. If not Krishna Avatar, at least this Avatar you see. In that Avatar, if you have seen, what happens? That when that big bird has to be conquered, then he becomes your vehicle. So, this person, what he does after the bird is conquered, then immediately he takes out, his some kind of, USB cable and the join, and immediately the contact is established, and whatever this man who is riding the bird, whatever he thinks, that thinking is transferred to that bird, and this is how it is it not? In the same manner, when we are living, are we able to tune ourselves with a given situation, or we are already obsessed with something or the other? In one of my talks in Bombay, one girl came with her friend. Swami, this is my friend, and she wants to talk to you something. I said, I don't talk to anybody unless that buddy listens to my lecture. But Swamiji, I said, I don't believe in buddy. She has to sit down and listen and then talk. Okay, Oblaji, she said. And after the lecture was over, she came. Swamiji, did she tell you everything about me? I said, I don't know also who you are, nor I want to know. No, today whatever you told, even the example that you gave, the names that you told, they were the same about which I had a problem. So she must have told you earlier. How did you do that? See, friends, when you are absolutely free, without any obsessions of the past and the future, then only we can remain in the present. See? Most of the places when accidents happen by whom? Those who are qualified doctors, qualified drivers. See? The one who is learning Star Motor Driving School. So, when he is driving and he sees one car is coming from Baroda, he will stop here, then he will go. So he is so afraid, he is overcautious. But a person who is driving for many years, come on, I know everything, don't worry, and he goes and bangs. See, friends. Therefore, two things. When we are functioning in this world happily, what it means is we are fully available with whatever we do. And but that full availability, complete presence is possible. The other day I told you, when we are committed to some cause. Commitment to the cause is the first requirement. If our commitment lacks, we cannot be fully available. See? There was one young girl, she was going to see her boyfriend in a garden. When she was going, there was one Muslim, he put his towel and he was offering his prayers. And this girl straight away walked and crossed on his towel and went ahead. And naturally, anybody will get angry, he got so angry. And this girl, after having met her beloved for an hour or two, she came back, cheerful, happy, or miserable, whatever. It is not necessary when you meet your beloved, you are happy. So when she was coming, this man was so boiling. You didn't like this thing. if I have done like this thing, I agree I have done a mistake. So I apologize, please forgive me or punish me because I have done it. Then she said, before you do anything, I want to ask you one thing. When I was going to meet my mortal beloved, I did not see anything, and therefore I must have crossed. And you were offering prayer to the God. How come you saw me? See friends, get this point. This happened in Vrindavan. Our Anubhavananda used to be there. And he was a very calm, cool personality. And there used to be always lots of commandos around him. So, one lady told him, Baba, what happens, in satsang, that man who comes is constantly looking at me. So, this Mahatma just brushed the question away. Again, he said, no, you have to tell him something. This is not good. He is continuously looking at me. Not one moment he looks here at me. So, that Mahatma said, how do you know he is continuously looking at you unless you look at him? Hey friends, commitment to the cause alone can bring integration of our personality. And an integrated person alone is fully available. And for that, a training is required. And this training, Bhagavan says in the 3rd chapter, by referring to 3 principles. Nirashi nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvara. 3 principles. First of all, let us take, when we are in any place, are we in that place solely 100%? Number 1. Number 2. When we are at a particular moment, are we available 100% at that moment? Number 3. Whatever job or undertaking we are going through, are we fully committed and involved in that? 3. So the first principle, nirmamo bhutva. Nirmamo. Mamata means what? Don't go to West Bengal. Mamata means Mamata means a load of our total past. See? We all carry the load of our total past. And whenever you carry any load, you are under the pressure of that load. Can you imagine a picture of Hercules with a smile on the face? You cannot. Because he is carrying the whole globe on his head. He cannot smile. See? So, whatever may be the pressure, you are miserable. See? For example, a physical pressure of some load. You know, these our American NRIs, when they come here with huge 2 suitcases. Because in India, nothing is available. Here people live only on air and sunlight, and therefore when they come, right from plastic spoons they will India. Because they left India 30-40 years before, and they have got the same picture in their mind. And their huge suitcases they will put on the head of a poor child and ask him to climb. That time, you stop the child and tell him the best joke. Will the child laugh? Because he is under that load, physical load. So what will be his only attempt? When can I get rid of it? Till it is thrown away, he will never be at peace. So whenever we are under physical load, we suffer. Number 1. Number 2. The physiological load. You know physiological load? Sometimes you must have seen people sit. Suddenly somebody right from the center will get up kicking everybody, go out, and what is this going? You ask him, he has got very high BP, bladder pressure. Now he can't hold anymore. Let there be Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma. Now I have to go and unload. See, Tyagi nahi amrutatva manu. Because it is a physiological load on him. Now the third, this load of the past. Load of the past is we are never allowed to remain in the present. That is the reason why old people are not accepted in the younger crowd. Because anything the child is doing, anything he says, immediately Dadaji will start, Jab hum jawan the. Arey yaar, who cares? They are unable to live in the present. Because old man like me has only the past. And old people have no future. See? And therefore, every time, only the past. And as a result, they spoil their present. You know, it is something like this. If somebody has come to see you, and you are all the time in your own mood. So we are directly insulting that person who has come to see you. In the same manner, when we insult our present, by all the time, you know, in your cinema they call it flashback. What we do is flashback. The same old stuff. And why we get involved in that? Because I was associated with that particular event. And this is the meaning of ego. And an egoist person can never be happy. See, we all have heard this word a lot. E-commerce, email, ego. You know this Microsoft, they launched a new laptop named Ego. So this ego is what actually? Ego is nothing but summation of our total past is the ego. Now analyze this. A child of, let us say, 5 years and an old man of 75 years. Summation of the total past. See, this experiment we have done in one of the management, conferences. The whole family was involved. I said, come all of you. When you are with data, I will bluff you separately, otherwise we will have fun. So it was a little different type of non-traditional management conference. And evening satsang, all were there, all generations, 2-3 generations. I said, hey, now let's play something, okay? And then I called one child, maybe about 5 years or so. I said, please come. Okay. What? I said, now you have to address, tell whatever you want to tell about you or anything for 5 minutes. Now it is a problem for him what to talk. 5 years child, hardly any past. So, I like chocolate. With great difficulty, he would say that chocolate. Again, oh, very good. Go ahead. I don't like to take bath. Where is chocolate? Where is bath? No connection. And in this manner, hardly 2-3 sentences he said. He said, that's all. I said, no, see, there are 3 minutes remaining. You have to complete 5 minutes. You cannot go like that. He said, I have nothing to say. I said, you then stand here. He said, no, then if you don't allow me to go, I will do susu here. I said, no. Let me go. He made Hindi susu, not Gujarati susu. So, he went. There is the second experiment. Then I invited 175 not out. And then 75 not out, he came and said, for you also the same thing. For 5 minutes, you talk about yourself. And then, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yudhamaha. And he goes on and on and on. And first, I said, no, he is so lost in his past. And then, Papa, enough. No, I had not completed. I had just started. I said, no, you have to stop now. We have to do something else. No, but unless I complete, I cannot stop. I said, I will call police now. See the difference? This child has hardly any past, so he has hardly anything to talk, and therefore a child does not get insulted any time in life. Sometimes you scold him, he will cry and all that. After 2 minutes he will come, Mummy, wo chocolate ka kya ho? Forgotten everything. The reason is, his past is very short, therefore minimum load, therefore no prestige issue. See? And the old man, he has got only the past. And therefore, anything somebody says, immediately the face is swollen. In this house, I am the most unwanted. When you know, go out. And as the age grows, we want more and more attention. We want free audience. See? So if you want to please an old person, this is a technique, try. You go and ask that man about his younger days, and you don't have to listen. Chapi Barbi told me. See? And therefore, if we really want to get rid of our ego, which is the cause of all the miseries, try this. Never talk about your past on any topic. See what a joy it will be. But Swami, you are giving examples when it happened so many years. Are you not talking about your past? Yes, I am talking about my past, not as a memory, but as a wisdom. Be very attentive. We all have some time or the other touched the fire and got burned. And therefore, we have the knowledge that fire burns. And therefore, with reference to fire, we don't have likes or dislikes. Because we have learned from that experience exactly this way. When we keep learning from our every experience, that experience makes us grow wise. And then we don't carry the load of impressions on our mind. See? Now what is the difference between a man with ego and man with wisdom? A egoist person is carrying the load of his past in the form of memories. And a wise person is carrying not the load but the light of wisdom, what he has learned throughout his past. And therefore the old man is always miserable and the wise man is always happy. See friends, impressions create load on our mind and wisdom is light. Therefore, wise man is defined in Bhagavad Gita, Gatasu na gatasoscha nanu shochanti panditaha. A wise man is the one. And the other wise man. Who is the other wise man? So first let us understand who is the wise man. Wise man, Gatasu na gatasoscha. He is never miserable when somebody dies and when somebody does not die. The otherwise one, he is miserable both the cases. When somebody dies, he is miserable, or he is marte bhi nahi. And he is miserable because this fellow doesn't die. See? Therefore, it is necessary to recognize our sentimental, miserable on every small issue, then we are a strong ego. So ego means essentially it must go. Don't hold on to that. See, there was one Dr. Shah in Bombay, and he was the president of Medical Association of India, something like heart specialist. He was a heart specialist, cardiologist, and he was consecutively for 2 years president. And one day he came to me with his friend, and his friend was a good friend of mine. I used to call him Kaka. That time I was pretty young. And he came, the moment he came, he told, "Look here, Mr. Whatever you are called, I had not come here to do namaskar. This friend of mine asked me to come, so I came. Now if you tell me something which I don't know, then I will appreciate you. See, I know everything. He first of all gave his credentials. I had this thing, I don't know, I bank account in ICICI. And then I said, look here, I don't want anything from you, and I am not claiming that I will tell you something which you don't know, but anyway I will tell you something because you came with my friend and I respect him, therefore I honor him also. Then I asked him, when was your operation done? He said 2 months before. Good. Imagine, in that operation you were knocked off. So the story ends? Yes. But you survived? Yes. So, for all practical purposes, what is your age? 2 months. So this is a bonus of life that is given to you. And when we get bonus, we don't save it, we put out it. So start living like a 2 months baby. Discard all your load. I was president and I was secretary and who cares? When I say like this thing, he came and he was stunned. He said, this never struck me. What you told is right. Suppose I had died, the story would have been over. Now I got a second lease in my life. Now I agree with you. Tell me anything I will do for you. I say, whatever you are doing for you, first principle, not for you. Number 2. Now, start living as a nobody. And to live as a nobody, leave your home, your children, your wife, everything. And you told me you have a very big, nice farmhouse about 30 kilometers from Bombay. You go there and stay there in that beautiful place as nobody and see what it is. What do I do there? I gave him one book, Sadachar, on which I have got my commentary. I said, you study this book, these are the cassettes, listen to them and see what happens. And he started doing it sincerely. And there was such a change in him, and who was most happy was his children. Swami, we don't know how to thank you. You took care of our dad and he has gone there. Since then, there is peace at home. Meaning, old people don't recognize how much they are overpowering their presence and shadow the lives of the next generation, whether they want or don't want. See, friends, learn this principle. And if we do not get proper treatment at home, because we are 24/7, see, this is the simple principle. Like, why whenever I come to Nirubhai's place, why I get all honor, respect, everything, as well as in your AMA, because before I come, I am going. If she knows that I have come for good, then she says, Swami, आपके लिए वो बाहर में एक कमरा बना दूँ. So keep away, don't come near. See, friends, And why this happen? Because old persons refuse to stay in the present. Now the question is, how do we get rid of our old age? Then only we can be happy. So if we are old, minus ego, is there any technique? Yes, there is. And the technique is, learn something or the other. Doesn't matter what you are learning. Learn Sanskrit. Like the other day I told you, my friend, he learned Sanskrit, a Sindhi gentleman. Did I tell you? Yes. So learn something. It is not necessary what you learn that you have to use in life. It is not necessary. But then what happens? The process of learning keeps you young. And this is one of the best things I like in your AMA. You know, in this computer class and all that, all the oldies come and sit, and when they want to use the mouse goes and they search for the billi, kahan gayi, kahan gayi. So when you are learning, anything you learn, you will see, you will keep yourself more and more in the present. Then you will not bring your past. And if you have nothing to do, then all the time, you know, when I went to Russia, no other people are to go to office. And if you are going to Russia, who has time to go with you to Russia? Therefore, ego means the load of the past that we carry on our head, and as a result, we refuse to be in the present. I know one friend of mine, he is in Delhi, he is a police officer. A very rare person. Although he is in the police department, but he is so deeply well read in Vedanta Shastra. Very well read. And last about 7-8 years I know him. Sometimes he will come to the airport, taking me in his car, or you know, if I have to go somewhere, his car is available. And so many times he will come and take lunch, dinner with me. Till date, 6-7 years. Neither he has told nor I have asked him. Who is he, whether he is married or how many days married or he is not married. Nothing, because he never speaks one word other than the Tattva Chintan. How important it is. So one day I asked him, I said, hey, his name is Sunil. I said, Sunil, you never talk about anything else. He said, Swami, I heard from your city only. Therefore I am afraid to talk. And that has helped me. Now I don't talk to anybody on any topic except the job, whatever is to be done, over relax. And this habit of unwanted participation in the world will have to be curtailed. How do we participate in the world? Suppose two persons are talking. One person says, you know, my daughter-in-law is so terrible, you know, I don't know what sin I have done in the last life. She has come in our house. One mother-in-law, watch her. Do you think the second mother-in-law will keep quiet? She will start and she will prove. What she will prove? That I am more miserable than you and my mother-in-law is worse than yours and this is all fulfillment in life. Is it necessary? Give it a try. Then two persons are, even if you are there, just don't participate. Stand there like a dumb. But show as if you are listening, like you are doing now. What will happen? You will learn this art that don't get involved, don't participate unless you are invited. One of the most important principles to be happy. But we are unable. It is something like, ulti. Ulti means that which is not seedhi. No ulti. So what is the seedhi? When we eat, it should come from the other end. But instead of coming from the other end, it comes from this end only. There is not a ulti. Okay? And when the ulti comes, you hold and finally boom. In the same manner, I think I should not say, but, and we start. Observe this, observe. And learn to not participate uncalled for in any discussion, in anything. Why this happens? Because we are not living in the present. This happened with one old lady. She was a school teacher, must be about 80 plus. And she came with me in one place in Maharashtra. Swami, shall I come with you? I said, come. So where I stay, you also stay there. So we were staying in some place. She was staying in another room and she would be all the time with me. After the lecture was over, I came and I was sitting on a jula. I like jula very much. I must have been the Julelal. So I was sitting there and she was sitting next to me. And one young girl came and she said, Swamiji, after hearing you for last 3 days, I have changed my mind. I said, what was your mind? I came to my parents' place here to finalize the divorce. But after I heard you for 3 days, now I have changed my mind. I said, I am so sorry. I said, no, now I have recognized where was my mistake. So I have come to thank you and I have got a few doubts and questions how to sort out these problems. I am not complaining, I want to know how to sort out. I said, okay, start. He said one question. The question was addressed to whom? To me. But the 18 plus was next to me. When that question was addressed to me, she will start talking. So that girl will keep quiet. Then second question asked. Again, second time reply. Third time. And when she started talking, she has to say, Amma, I have not come to meet you and talk to you. I have come to talk to Swami. Will you please keep your mouth shut? And when this happened, then I knew the atmosphere will change. I said, Mama, you have not given me tea. Go and prepare tea for me. Okay, Swami. And she went. And I spoke to her and that girl went. Then she came. Swamiji, your tea is this. Swamiji, but it always happens. Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. Started. Hey, the ladies cry. It is a Trivedi Sangam. Like Ida, Pingla, Sushumna, like Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. From the center, it is a Ras which comes. Saraswati. So, I said, please tell me, what is why you are crying? Swamiji, see that girl, how she insulted me. This happens every time, wherever I go, people insult me. They don't respect my age. I said, why do you worry? Why do you demand respect from the people? Don't bother. If they don't respect, who cares? But why this happens only with me? I said, this question you have asked, now if you are ready to listen, and I always talk to anybody under 2 conditions. No discussions, no argument. When I have to say something, I will say and the topic ends. If somebody wants to further prolong that discussion, I am not aware. Very clear. Okay, Swami. I said, Mama, you have to understand this thing. She has come to talk to me. She has never addressed me. Why do you talk when it is not required? But was I telling something wrong? I said, that is not the question. The question is, if you are not wanted, we should have wisdom to leave the place. See? When I see this is the time for me to go, otherwise KK Nair will call fire brigade. So before anything happens, I leave this place. One of the most important things, And why we are not able to do? Because the load of the past. Therefore, we have got so many experiences in our life. Anybody who has lived any experience, we have a parallel experience in our life and we want to bring it and thus participate in that discussion. See friends, therefore, let us understand that when it is not required for, we must not get involved. The other day, I was going by car in Bombay, sitting by a side with my friend, some saintly type of person. And he, told me, Swami, see this beggar, one beggar came, and he knocked, That's the beggar. These days, beggar standard are if you 1 rupee, you throw on the. In one train I was going, such a great joy. One beggar came and asking. So one old lady went and she started opening, first knot and opened it, then another one, and third one, and took out one 10 paisa coin and gave it to him. He got so angry, he gave 1 rupee. Amma, chai give. So this patient was knocking from outside and saying that give me some money. So my friend said, Swami, why these people are begging? I said, you ask them, you should ask me. I'm not a contractor. But they should not beg. I said, okay, they should not beg. What else can you do? No, they have to be told. I said, then you pay. Okay, I will take. He has brought the glass and he said, इतने साइड टू साइड हो, काम क्यों नहीं करते? You are so healthy, strong, why don't you work? And that man was a genius. He said, Babaji, begging and getting money is the most difficult job. You try to do my job, I will do your job. He said, everybody who comes, he doesn't give money, he gives advice. Advice is very And naturally, he closed the window and he said, sorry, see how useless this fellow is arguing with me. I said, look here. Then he asked me to discuss with you. What did you discuss? How simple things are these. Few girls were with me in a bus, in a train, going through Bihar. Those days Bihar is rich in everything, including begging. So many beggars are there. So they came to that girl, small girl, maybe about class 9 or 10. Swamiji, shall I give him something? That is your choice. I have no suggestion to offer. This is another most important thing if you want to be happy. Never give any suggestion to anybody in life. Never take any decision for anybody. Old people do these two things. Suggestion. One day, one young man was confused. And he had an unmarried mama. So he went to mama. Mama, I got some problem. She said, look here, I can discuss with you anything. Provided we go to a nice restaurant and you order something sumptuous. Really? Anything is free in this world. Okay, I went with mama. Mama, I love that girl. Yes. Then I want to get married. Get married. What is that with? Get married. No, but your sister, she says, no, she is not from our community, she should not get married. Then don't get married. Order chicken. Mama is enjoying this food. At least she is paying the bill. Because of advice. And then, but if I get married, my mother will become very angry and all this. Mothers will never be angry, never be happy whatever you do. Mothers are a species. They never like whatever the children do. Therefore, don't bother. I know your mother very well. Don't worry, you get married. But Bhanja, I tell you, look here. By marriage, no including Bhagwan Ramachandra. Do you think you will get married and you will be happy? Look at me, how happy I am. You know why? Because I am unmarried. So don't bother about marriage and all that. So that Bhanja came to get advice. He went out with more confusion. Right from the basic thing, whether to get married or not. Don't get involved in anybody's life at all. Never again. And when this is recognized as the spiritual practice, you will remain at peace with yourself. Then life becomes totally different. Otherwise, we get involved so much in everybody's life and then we become frustrated. And this is a habit we have developed throughout life. See, in one place, I was talking, one young girl asked me this question. Swamiji, why are you holding your beard every now and then? So, I can bring my past. You don't know how to respect the Swamis and elderly people. Is this the culture? Is this what your parents taught? And make the whole atmosphere serious, miserable. Because you are bringing your past and you imagine that you are superior than others. Then only this thing happens. Contrary to that, I told that girl, I said, why are you jealous? You also went over. It's funny. Brush it away. Whenever we make a prestige issue, we have put ourselves on a very high pedestal. And when somebody says something, we get insulted and then we become miserable. In Bombay, one lady came in the newspaper. Swamiji, I want to ask you something. I said, no asking, I am going for the lecture. Afterwards, we will see. She got in the car. After the lecture, I went back. And then, Swamiji, shall I show you now? I said, what is this? Is that important? Yes. Okay. There was news. Some Swami from South India in Bangalore got married to his disciple who was 22 years younger than him. That was the news. So he told me. I read it. You read it? I said, yes. What do you have to say? I said, if you have come with a proposal, no. Friends, brush away with wisdom together. Wise man is never serious in life. You are all wise. I have no doubt. Please, friends. Thus, we have to nirmamo bhutva. Don't bring your past to the present and spoil it. Now the second thing that teacher told us, nirashi bhutva. Asha, hope, is always about the future. Okay. The second marriage is an overpowering impact of hope over experience. पहला खराब हो गया तो क्या है? Let me try. So, nirashi bhutva. What happens, with reference to future, there are two options. One option is we plan the future in the present, and second is we worry about the future. Most of us are worrying about the future. And when we worry about the future, we can never be happy. All the time, I don't know what is going to happen. If you don't know, enjoy. If you know, prepare. Worry has no place. Worries are sterile. They don't deliver any solutions. See, friends. Therefore, Nirashi Bhutva, in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells him as what? You know, there is Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti means something extraordinary in a group. Like Sthavaranam Himalaya. Among the mountains, I am the Himalaya. Among the rivers, I am the Ganges. Like that, some extraordinary in a group is called as Vibhuti. Like, you know, among all the management associations, AMA is Vibhuti. So, there Bhagavan Krishna tells, Niti Rasmi Jivishitam, one of the 74 Vibhutis he speaks of, he doesn't talk about culture. See, most of the people, they are lost only in culture. And what is that culture? Again going to the past. हमारी भगवत गीता इतनी बढ़िया है. Are we giving a certificate to Bhagavan Krishna? It must change us. Otherwise, all the time talking about our culture, and they get lost only in the tissue culture. So the teacher says there, Niti Rasmi Jivishatam. Those who want to be successful in life, Niti, the planning ability for the future. We plan our future perfectly in the present. Instead of planning our future in the present, we worry about the future. See? The simple maxim is plan your work and then work your plan. So the planning has to be done in the present, and after you have planned, now be ready to tighten your belt and jump into the field of activity. So, past, if we close, energy is saved. Future, if we stop worrying, energy is saved. You know, naturally the water goes downwards. If we want to pump the water on the top of the building, what we have to do? We have to add artificial pressure, and then the water column climbs up. But if the pipe through which the water is supposed to go up, if it is a holy pipe, it is making hum, ajay. So, when the pipe is having holes and you apply pressure, so the water will be leaking out. Instead of 100% water going up, only part will go. Is it not? In the same manner, the total energy that we have to put forward for any job, out of that, a bulk of the energy goes in the hole called as the past, bulk of the energy goes in the hole called as the future, and then we become a holy person. And then we complain. So many people tell that we should do our best. I have done my best, but I am not successful. I said, look here, friend, your best is not the required best. You must do the required best, not your best. Your best is not enough. See, I did my required best. I can get only 10 marks out of 1,000. No. And it is for this purpose, these two holes have to be blocked. When these two holes are blocked, then we remain in the present. See? So what we have done? To conserve our energy and to make it fully available. Like in some cars, this problem is there. Suppose you are going upward slope and your AC is on. The car starts coughing. So what do? You switch off the AC and then the car takes off. Because the energy was diverted towards the AC, etc. compression. And what is the problem in the present? Problem in the present is excitement. We have gone to so many places, and some places they get so excited, and then in that excitement what they do they don't know, and I have to silently suffer because I am Swami. And therefore these three are the holes through which we leak out the past, the future, and excitement in the present. When these three are blocked, you are at peace. You are 100% available. And when you are 100% available, you are spontaneous. Spontaneity is like what? Like when you are driving a car, you don't decide when you come out of your house that after going 200 meters, I will take 3 degrees turn, and thereafter I will take 7 degrees turn. No. As per the requirement on the spot, we have to take a decision and action, is it not? Now those who are not able to do this, what they do? South Africa, I was going somewhere in probably Port Elizabeth, and my friend was busy with his work, so his father, old man, he said, don't worry beta, I will drop Swami. And we had to go almost 30 kilometers or so. So he was driving, old man. So I said, Papa, let's go fast. What is this? You are driving like a bullock car? He said, how does it matter? What do you achieve when if you go fast, you will not get more than 5 minutes. Why take a risk? I said, all right. Then I said, let us play something. He said, what will you play while driving? I said, I will tell you. When a car passes, tell me what is the age of that driver. He said, what is this guy? I said, let it fly. One car went. I said, what is the age of the driver? He said, I don't know. I said, I know. What is that? He must be 17 years old. How do you know? I said, don't worry. Another car went. Then he must be 52 years old. Like then I went on telling. He became curious. How do you know this? And if you don't believe, you stop and ask that one. But why? How do you arrive at this? I said, the rule is, the speed of the car is inversely proportionate to the age of the driver. Now, what happens in the old age? All our reflexes are totally gone. We are unable to decide. Either se do, and by see, therefore, to be happy, we have to learn to be fully present in the present. When we are fully present in the present, see what happens. There are no efforts. To go in the past, efforts are required. See what are the efforts? If you want to really happy with the old couple, you just give them some topic and then they will start discussing. And you don't have to participate, enjoy. So the old man will say, Kamini, when we were there, in Kodai Canal, in I think it was when we got married, it was 1937. Do you think that old lady will ever agree with what your old man said? Never. 37. शादी कहाँ हुई थी? Immediately begging through. Now I am not interested even whether you are married or not. But they get so much lost only in that, and then old lady forget. 37, 37. I think 37. Maybe 47. You don't remember anything. Do you remember my date of birth? So what was the topic? Everything is gone. And jhagda started. And even time passed. Best. See? So when you try to go in past, efforts are involved to remember something. Is it not? When you worry about the future, efforts are required. But when you remain in the present, no efforts are required. Because living in the present is a natural state. But while we are in the present, there also we become extremely excited, not cool. And such people, they are always angry. Shesham kopena pure. Whatever you don't know, become angry and quieten the other person. See? Therefore, when this principle is clearly understood, then we start living in the present. Present without the past and the future is called as presence. It is no more a present. Present is a tense. Past is a tense. Future is a tense. We all live in tensions because we are living in tenses. Go beyond the time and start living in the utter presence. And when we live in the utter presence, spontaneity is natural. See? When some sound happens, hearing spontaneously happens. When eyes open, whatever is in front is spontaneously known. See? If something is hot, our hand goes and touches. We don't take time. No, it spontaneously it comes out. So spontaneity is the insignia of tuning with the divine that we are. See, friends. And such a person who is living in the present, which is effortless, his life is also effortless. Because of the lack of the load of the past, he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. Old people are strongly struggling to prove something to somebody. The other day, I went to Kolhapur. There is a Bhavani temple, very nice. About 8-20 of us in a bus. You have to go down many steps. We had darshan and all that, and then I stayed there again. And the whole lot was coming slowly. It was many steps. Hot day. And when we came, then I was going ahead and I could hear them talking. Now Swami is there, we have to go and take food, but no, we have come to bring the fruits for him or food for him, there is no arrangement. If you go to somebody's house, then we will be requiring this and that. All kinds of things were going on. And I was enjoying as if I had not heard. And when I went ahead, I saw one hotel. Looked good. I went inside and I said, Khana hai kya? If I give you 20 customers, will you give me free food? Bargain? So he said, Maharaj, yeah. So I said, you see that group is coming. When that group comes, you tell them that your Swami is inside, they will come. And I got whatever I wanted and I was eating. Somebody, you are taking food in the hotel? We thought your Swami will not take food in the hotel. I said, for food I can go anywhere. Do I have to prove anything to anybody? Please be attentive, friends. Live with your conscience. Don't bother about the whole world. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. Be sincere to your own inner voice. With that you live. Then alone, we never struggle to prove anything to anybody. Why we are suffering is our struggle. We want to prove something to somebody. Alas, we don't know what we want to prove and to whom and who cares for us. See? So the husband tries to prove to the wife that he is very nice, he loves her. Wife tries to prove him that he is a good cook and makes all the experiments on him. Don't do all that. Relax, be in the present, whatever comes, do it spontaneously and do not allow any impression to be made on your mind as a result of any activity that you have done. Do it and forget. See? But not only that, we not only do and remember, but we want a stone, on that stone our name. One stone on that other stone's name. See? So that I should be remembered. Who remembers whom in this world? Do good and forget. See? In our Punjabis, there is a very good saying. They say, Neki kar kuye mein dal. That means do good and forget. Don't 10 times go and tell him, do you know I have done this thing? Do you know I have done this? No, don't do that. Do good and forget. On one rickshaw in Delhi, I read this slogan, very intelligent. Intelligent slogans can be written only by Punjabis. Genius. So the slogan was, Neki kar, jute kha. Not भूल जाओ, नेकी कर जूते का. First line, second line, मैंने खाया तू भी खा. How life is beautiful. But we want to prove I am very good, I am a dharmatma, and I am a spiritual person, and I do meditation 24 hours, even when driving the car. And then once you take this stand in your life, that you want to prove something to somebody, your life is a mess. Because you are not living natural life. You are all the time artificial. See? Therefore, living in the present is natural. When we start living in the present, we don't carry the load of our past and therefore no ego. When there is no ego, there is no misery. When there is no misery, there is no miserable. And when you are not miserable, everybody wants you. Who wants a miserable person? Everybody will answer, Swami, kya hua? First time you listen. Second time, because you have done a mistake of listening. Second time, that person getting inspired. Last time I came, I forgot one particular thing. And again you start. So next time when you go with the misery, the person says, okay, please sit down and talk. I am listening to you. And we start reading the newspaper upside down. We have to avoid. Third time, again the same person comes. What we do? AMA, excuse me, I have to go to toilet. That is, it is a peaceful place there. Nobody wants miseries in this world, and therefore don't distribute your miseries to anybody, because everybody is self-sufficient. We give others what they don't have, is it not? Therefore, the approach should be, if somebody is miserable, don't remind him of his miseries. Bring him out of that, if you can. And who can do that? If you are happy. If you are also miserable, then you do Jugalbandi. I am so miserable because of my wife. What happened? Every night when I come home, I had to go to the hotel after taking the dinner for a good supper, because she cooks so well. The Prathama Pati Muvacha and the second husband. Do you think he will keep quiet? He said nothing. What? My wife doesn't take food unless I come home. How come? Have you imported from Satyayug? No. I have to cook. A miserable person can never make anybody happy. He will always compete with other people. One of my friend, old one, that time I was young, Delhi. His wife died. I had to call them Mummy Papa. So Mummy died. And he was was, I think, 78 and she was 77, something like that. Very nice, from Himachal Pradesh. Very sweet couple. And they were good because they were feeding me well. Very simple mathematics, no confusion. And when I got a message that she died, I got a message that I said, I can't come now, I am busy in my talks, I will come after 10 days or so. So after that I went there. After I went there, I talk about everything. How the government is bad, how corruption is rampant, how government servants are good for nothing. All these topics when you discuss, you don't incur sin. So talk on these topics. It is not a sin because when you talk about a character in a TV serial, it is not a sin because it is fictitious. It is not real. Similarly, our government is fictitious. So it is nothing if you talk about it. So I spoke about all that and then had nice coffee and samosa and all that. And when I was coming, he said, Swami, you are a real Swami. I said, real Ananda or what? No, you did not make me cry. I said, why? Anybody who came to meet me, they will talk about my wife and she died and how I am miserable. And unless I cry, they don't feel fulfilled. And you did not make me cry at all. And you spoke about everything except her. Why this is so? I said, look here. I don't know whether you are miserable because of the death of the wife or you are happy. When the wife dies, it is not necessary that the husband is miserable. Who knows? So I said, I take a little bit up down. See, friends, how you look at the world will depend on how much you are in the present. And when you are in the present, you are nobody. When you are nobody, you have no load on your mind. And then the spontaneity comes. Then everything gets sorted out without efforts. And see how beautiful it is to remain in the present. No efforts are required. But we are so much accustomed to put effort. And do something. Then meditation also will do. One person in Singapore airport. Excuse me, do you deal in meditation? I said only wholesale, no retail. No, I am also doing meditation for the last 30 years, and it's your problem. No, I am doing for the last 30 years, but only one problem, and that is, my mind runs here and there. Rest of the things are okay. Now tell me, when you come across such cartoons, how can you be miserable? And once you develop this vision, you will see in this world, the whole world is a mega screen of big cartoon shows incidentally going on. But instead of looking at the cartoons, that it is a cartoon show, we become serious. Oh, on that cartoon, one tanker has gone, and the cartoon has become flat and oh God. But the cartoon again gets up and starts working. That's all you can see. They are not real. See? With this vision, when you start living, all the time you are on the top of the world. See? What is the meaning of being on the top of the world? The world is under your foot. Otherwise, the world is too much for me. The world is not too much. You are a weakling. See? But why me? Another question. Why me? Why not? You are the most suitable candidate. See, friends. Therefore, bring out the best in you, and that is possible when you insist to stay in the present.